Greetings everyone. Today I would like to continue my random talk about the 5 small weapon-like tools that women carry for her hygiene tools. So previously I talked about the needle you can use to clean your nails, and little spoon you can use it to clean your ears. Today I would like to talk about the scissors, but scissors do not usually not included in the 5 curious. It's usually a small knife, and there is a reason. It's like knife, wife. So your wife should have a knife. Knife, wife. Do you get it? I guess it can be related to the chess. It's like this: the royal sword or royal blade, or some well-made blade, is called hatang-ilt, meaning the queen sword. Word hatang means in general means a wife, but here in Mongolia we use this word as a queen. And in a chess game, the strongest unit is the queen, not the king or a knight. And the queen stands for a strong weapon. And in the Middle Ages, a sword was one of the main strong weapons. If you are talking about the arrow and bow, you have limited arrows. But in the case of this sword fight, it depends on your strength. So word hatang is like a Japanese word katana, meaning sword. You simply remove the ending a, you have katan, and you have hatang, and it's sword. So one of the items that's carried in the 5 curious is a sword. A small sword or a small knife, something like that. I guess with the this very sharp blade, you can like shave if she has hair. But you cannot like in modern this female hygiene set. You can find these scissors and this knife. So let me talk about this knife. Knife here in Mongolia is Hutaga. You can understand this word as what this this knife do. It cut. You can say it's a CUTga, CUTga, something like that. And from a word in this knife, you can create word blessing. Hutaga, Hutag. You simply remove the a in front of a t. Hutag. Hutag means a blessing, some kind of a spiritual power. It's basically a person with a sharp mind and sharp tongue, and human tongue is also a blade. It can this stab, it can hurt, it can even kill. I mean, if you want to curse someone, basically you use words and language, and you use your tongue. So but the tongue is controlled by your ball, which is your head. So you cannot claim that the blessing is the symbol of wisdom, something like that. So Buddhists have this god of wisdom, where the god has this a sword and a book. So it's partially true, but it's some kind of a sad this historical, how to say, or age-related truth, where this wisdom comes from scriptures, and the way it, this represents itself is a blade. I mean, the god wants, the god stabs, God kills, and this is the head or the ball that controls the sword or the tongue, and this is like this, and this is partially true in our this savage Middle Ages. The person who is the king who is focusing on the military and this expansion and this training and etc., etc., likely to win compared to a country that's this creating this the forms of art and talks about good life, peace and prosperity, etc., etc. So in the Middle Ages you cannot live without this violence. You have to be constantly upgrading your military skills, etc., etc. The other god that this also claims to be god of wisdom is the god who has this a ball or this hammer, and god who says, "Listen to me." It's the god of this lightning. For me, the god of lightning is the god of wisdom. And here in Mongolia, the general or the ruler usually have a mace. They usually pose with the mace, and this other these lesser warriors are usually this posed with the sword. And here in Mongolia, if someone dies, the sword is handed down to generation. It is not buried with the person, because burying this sword is not practical. It's nonsense. And so you should have your father's sword, and it goes in generation after generation, something like that. So shamans do carry this some small knife. Basically every man used to carry a knife, like in a country Yemen. Here in Mongolia, nowadays no man is constantly carrying a knife, because we are this not in the somewhat in the Middle Ages, something like that. We are feel more civilized, something like that. So this week I've been busy working on this unicorn. This is a unicorn in a striking position. Took out 3 edelweiss flowers and 3 shaman bells, total 9 bells, and 13 rings. So I've been hammering it for 4 days, and after you strike 100 or more times, your arms get tired and you leave it for tomorrow. So it's like little bit, this how to say, not fast. Well, yeah. One of the 5 items that a woman should carry is a knife. And a knife it can stand for the sharpness of the mind, the sharpness of a tongue. And one of the duties of a woman was to be clear, have a clear consciousness, and she must be 우근도롱, meaning skillful in the words. And if you say 우근도롱, skillful in a showing, something like that. So one of the demands for a woman is she needs to be have a clear consciousness. You don't want to marry a wild woman, mentally ill, something like that. Well, that's pretty much for today, and thanks for watching.